the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How you high? No,
Greatest high Super Bowl time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man.
Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches.
What is going on, folks? Welcome back. We're back. Your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 267. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I am Malin Dennis.
And I'm your other great co-host, Nestor.
I'm your other co-host, Junebug Spade.
And stumbling out of the woods of the great Pacific Northwest. Just like Bigfoot, you can't see me, but you fucking well can hear me. It is G-Money.
All right. You got that, June?
I was trying to grab my notepad. I got Bigfoot. I got that. That's the part I wanted. Was Bigfoot. That's what I wanted.
I'm going to get June one of those oversized pencils for Christmas so he can carry that with his notepad. Gentlemen, let's take a cheers to a great episode 267. We all have a shot. Wow.
One of those weeks, man. One of those weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I have to be resigned with the fact that my Mavericks are going to keep Cooper Flag forever now.
But he's playing good though. I mean,
I don't care.
What's wrong with you?
hey, but they're gonna trade. They're gonna trade AD for some fucking magic beans.
I know.
Like how we're barely 2 months into the season and he's a rookie and June's already like, well, we're going to keep him forever, man. This is shit.
I mean, he's playing well enough now to actually be considered for Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, if he had continued to play like he did the first few games, I'd be like, yeah, that was a wasted fucking draft pick.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
June's got some New Year's resolutions. All right. Let's dig into the recap for last week in the NFL. Another wacky week in the books in the National Football League. Week 15, we'll start off with the game between the Seahawks and the Colts, where Philip Granddaddy Rivers made his return to the league and managed to almost beat the Seahawks. He came up just shy. He thought he had them, but they lost. 16-18 was the final score in a game of kicking battle. G-Money, we'll start with you first. I mean, as a Seahawks fan, was this win more encouraging or discouraging to you?
It was encouraging to a degree. I mean, good teams find ways to win when their plan goes fucking south for the winner. And it was obvious that our offensive plan went south for the winner the first series. But no, I mean, you make 6 kicks, you do what you have to do. Defense played well. I mean, 22 games, they've held runners under 100 yards. Taylor was the leading rusher in the league. Didn't sniff 100 yards. And Witherspoon said something interesting after the game when they were talking to him about Philip Rivers. They said, we had to adjust to the speed of the ball. Not that the ball, but he was throwing fucking darts. He was throwing fucking balloons up there. And they just, they used to. No disrespect to Philip Rivers. He may well be a Hall of Famer. And he was really, really good. 7, 8 years ago. But 5 years removed from really doing anything except maybe throwing some balls to your high school wide receivers, not the same. And you could tell when you watched him that there wasn't zip on that ball. I think he threw three passes that he would consider deep, we would consider mid-range. And for the most part, they were all incomplete. He overthrew one, underthrew one, and the last one was intercepted. So I just look at it like this. Good teams find ways to win when you got to win, and they had to win that game. So, yeah, I'm encouraged. I mean, did I expect them to blow them out? Yeah, I did, but I'm a fan. I expect those things. Teams go in there knowing that, oh, by the way, they have a really good defense, and their O-line is probably one of the best O-lines in the league. And you've got the best running back in the league. So, who you have at quarterback doesn't make a lot of difference if it's not Daniel Jones. And it wasn't Daniel Jones, and they didn't win. So I was happily impressed that we kept them under 100 yards rushing and that we won the game.
June, what do you think?
No, I think it was a good. You pay your defense to shut teams down when your offense is not working, and Seattle did that. Okay, Seattle, and they made the right plays at the right time, and that's when you pay a defense for. Okay, it's easy to beat a team 44-0. It's hard to beat a team 18-16. Okay, that's just reality of it. So if you got a great defense like Seattle has, they overcame the adversity that they had. They didn't look down on their offense and say, "Oh, our offense isn't doing well. We're tired. This game doesn't mean anything. We're just going to play out." No, their defense said, "Hey, we up for the challenge today," and the defense came in and they fought the whole time. So kudos to Seattle for that defense for that. As far as the Colts, what are you doing? What are you doing, Colts? What are you doing? What are you doing, guy? There are guys that have less that are on people practice squads you could have pulled from that played at least this summer. What are you doing, my guy? Okay. What do you? I don't understand. They could have got Zappy. Zappy could have played better than that. You know what I mean? They could have got Zappy, man. Anybody. I kept making a joke saying they should have traded for Shador. I kept saying that joke. He should have traded for Shador. He could have did no worse than what Phillip Rivers did, right? You know what I mean? Could he done any worse than what Phillip Rivers did out there in that game? No. But I don't know what the Colts are doing. I still believe that team they're not going to make the playoffs. There's too many good AFC teams, and they got the toughest schedule left of probably anybody that's in the playoff contention right now. So, yeah, that's all I got. But again, kudos to the Seattle defense.
Go ahead, Malin.
I mean, I was happy with the defense. Like, watching one half of the game was fun to watch. Whether it's Phillip Rivers or whoever's out there, Seattle's defense has only given up 1 touchdown in 3 games. That's pretty impressive. I had to mute the game at one point because I thought there was like some Phillip Rivers like soft porn happening in the booth. They were just riding the whole damn game, man. Like, Jesus Christ. If he went up to the line of scrimmage, call an audible, they'd be like, "See, that's why they brought him back right there. You see that? You see that audible?" I'm like, what are we watching, man? Like, this is.
I mean, that audible was changing from a pass to a run. So it's like, okay, it wasn't like he was changing because he was throwing fucking bubble screens for the most part.
It was clear that he probably shouldn't have been playing this game, good for him that he gets his health insurance back for another 5 years because he has 12 kids. It was set to expire at the end of December. Could have been a motivating factor to him wanting to come back. I'd be like, what do I want? Like a gold jacket that I can't even take home with me, or free health insurance for my 12 kids, our own little Mormon family there.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so I mean, we knew what they were going to do. They were going to run the ball like crazy. And that's what they tried to do. And in the first half, it was working, but they ran Jonathan Taylor into the ground, man. Like he averaged 23 carries a game, and he had 19 carries by halftime. Like dude was dog ass tired by the time the second half rolled around, and all of a sudden those 7-yard gains that he was getting early on were turning into like 2-yard gains. And as soon as Seattle started getting them into 3rd and 7s, making Phillip Rivers throw the ball, you just knew that it wasn't really going to work for them. I'll tell you what I didn't like. I don't like 22 carries for 50 yards for 2.3 yards a carry out of my running backs. I don't. After watching it, I honestly can't tell you. Like, is it the offensive line? Do my running backs forget what team they play for and they're running towards the wrong jerseys? Like I don't. The scheming issue here. I need more out of the running game. For Kubiak to want to use the running game to set up the pass, I think he's a little bit bullish on that at times. I think he needs to kind of flip the script, and I think he needs to use the passing game to set up the run. Because it's obvious that when they spread the wide receivers out, Darnold is a lot more comfortable throwing to more people than just JSN now at this point. He's hitting Shashid, he's hitting Cup more often. The offense moves better. And what I saw on Sunday was, run the ball 2 times, get yourself at 3rd and long, and then Sam Darnold gets murdered. Or they would open it up, get a couple first downs with passing the ball, and they'd be like right around midfield and like, you know what you should do, guys? Run it twice and make it 3rd and 8. And let Sam Darnold get killed again. Just the running game was just that. It was that bad, and that's why they needed to kick 6 field goals. They just couldn't get out of their own way. But anytime that you get a win in the NFL, that's a good week. I don't care if you win ugly or you win pretty. You get the win. Gary and I might have said several times that, offense plays like that against the Rams, you're probably not walking out with a W. So the offense is going to need to play better. I think our defense is going to play well against the Rams like they did last time. It wasn't the defense's fault that Sam Darnold gave him, the ball inside the 34 times the first time we played him. But a win is a win, and I'll take it. 11-3. It's one of the best starts in franchise history, so how can you really be that upset about it?
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, I think it is an ugly win, but I wouldn't even call it that. Like G Money said, I just feel like good teams find a way to win, especially in a league where consistency is like rare. These types of wins are also 100% valid. Yeah, it's a little bit of a concern when your offense I think it's like 3rd week where they don't score in the first half. Might be wrong about that. It's kind of hard to believe, but the defense is still great. I think they're gonna pick it up as far as offense. Yeah, the only concern is the other teams in the NFC that are a bit cleaner and more, better rounded at this point in the season. But definitely something they can clean up. I still think all the pieces are there. So, yeah.
I would definitely be encouraged because it shows that it's a team that knows how to win more than just one way. Because when you're, pummeling the Commanders and beating the Joe Dirt-led Vikings and whoever else it may be week to week, it's nice to see that even in a game where you just cannot get the ball into the end zone, you can still win in a scrappy way of just kicking your way through and letting the defense carry. And as the weather gets shittier here at the end of the year and we go towards the playoffs, it's like when there's times we need to kind of lean more on the defense and just let, a game of inches, a game of kicking, like the chess match comes into play. It's good to know, all right, we still have that to lean back on. Because I feel like when you're just boat racing teams and you get into the playoffs, like teams like the Bills historically, the Bengals sometimes, the Ravens, it's like when it comes down to those tight games and you're playing a really well-coached team in the playoffs, a lot of times it comes down to those kinds of just weird games. And it's like who can hit the kick, whose special teams is on point, the less penalties. So this is one of those just like scrappy games that I feel like it's good to see if you're a Seattle fan that we can win in this way too. For the Colts, it was cool to see Phillip Rivers come back and play. I'm not gonna lie. No idea how long that's gonna last for. If this is gonna be, for the end of the year, or maybe it's just like a week to week. I don't know. But he did not look very good, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
You know how messed up my mind was during that game, Jalen? Is at the end of the game when the Colts kicker had to kick a 60-yarder to take the lead, I was thinking in my mind, like, he's going to make this kick. He's going to make a 60-yarder in Seattle in the Pacific North. Like, he's going to make this kick. And then Seattle drives down the field, and Myers has a 57-yard kick. And keep in mind, he'd already kicked 5 field goals. I'm like, this is a long kick, man. This is a really long kick. I remember saying that. I was like, this is a long kick. And I was like, I just knew that the other guy was going to make 60 yards, but all of a sudden it's my team to win it. And I mean, the only thing that it was so much bigger than a win. Like, I wouldn't have been able to turn on the TV or go on social media if Phillip Rivers had beaten the Seahawks. It was like, I think that they were getting ready to waive the 5-year window on Canton and put him in. I think they were in talks about giving him 3 of Brady's Super Bowl rings. Like they were about to roll the carpet out for this man if he beat the Seahawks. I mean, shit. So I was like, we can't let him do it this week against the Niners. That would be hilarious. Let him come out just slinging it on Monday night, a week under his belt against the Niners. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I was more glad we won just because I wouldn't have had to hear the bullshit of Phillip Rivers beating us.
Yeah, you could hear the storylines. It was like they were waiting for it, but he'll have another chance on Monday. All right, moving on to the AFC. Jags and Jets, not a very entertaining game unless you were in Duval County. 48-20 was the final score. And hey, we did talk about this at the beginning of the year when the Jags had beaten the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Now looking back on that, it's like the least impressive thing ever. But now here we are, well into the season. So the question comes up again. As the Jags are in position to win their division, will the Jags be a force in the playoffs? G Money, have you changed your mind?
No. They're not going to be. Look, they have good games, and they were playing the fucking Jets. I mean, the Jets had an undrafted rookie free agent at quarterback. I mean, they would have been better off signing Phillip Rivers. No, they are not. You look at who they'll have to play in the playoffs. No. Look, it's going to be Pittsburgh probably, because Baltimore's just going to fade away. New England, Buffalo, Denver, probably the Chargers. Chargers will probably have to go there. Houston, yeah. And if Houston wins the division, no. That the game against the Jets where Tammy Lawrence scored 6 touchdowns. Yeah. Okay, cool. The Jets the Jets really stink. The surprising thing about the Jets is not the offense. We knew the offense was going to be bad going into this year, looking who their quarterbacks were going to be. But their defenses just stunk it the fuck up. I mean, Jesus Christ, people. You all were supposed to be the best part of the Jets team. And now you're that part that dripped down the legs and just became a stain on the sheets.
Oh.
You're bad. 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 But no, the Jacksonville is not going to, all you fans in Duval County, just get ready to go to that playoff game and walk out of the stadium all sad because your team got beat, wondering why it got beat, because it's just not that good of a team. And you're not going to get that performance out of Tammy in the playoffs.
June.
Holy smokes. G Money just said it all. For me, I look at the Jags as a team, and it's going to be about the matchups. If they don't win their division, they're one and done. If they win a division and say the Texans has to come see them, or maybe the Chargers, because the jury's still out on the Chargers. Let's not act like this is a great team. And the Jags did beat them the last time in the playoffs too. So it's going to depend on matchups with the Jaguars. If they come out and they get first place in their division, I can see them winning a game in the playoffs, making it into that second round, into the divisional rounds of this, of the playoffs. But if they lose that division, it's not going to happen. Or if they drop to the fourth seed, and it's like Buffalo is the fifth seed, Buffalo is just going to go down there and beat them. So it's going to be about matchups for this team. This week is going to be a big test for them. They got to go out to Denver, and they're trying to be. They're sitting at 10-4 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a big matchup for them because it does come down to seeding at this point. It's going to come down to where you're seated at. So they need a win right here. Technically, they need that win. They got to keep up in the AFC because you got two teams, that's, all three of these teams got double-digit wins. So we got to see what they're going to do this week. But yeah, it's about the matchups. It's about the matchups and where they're seated at in the playoffs.
Go ahead, Malin.
I mean, they're on a 5-game winning streak, but the only quality win that I guess you could say they have was against the Chargers when they beat them, 35-6. Other than that, it's Cardinals, the Titans, Indy, and Indy that had, Daniel Jones on 1.5 legs, and then, the Make-A-Wish Jets quarterback situation. They beat the Jets, and so I mean their defense is playing really well, but they haven't had to play a lot of people either. I mean they'll probably end up with 12 wins this year, which is really good for that team. I don't think any of us pegged them for 12 wins.
Nope.
But I don't see them seriously being able to really mount a postseason run. They're gonna have to go on the road to some of these other places. It's gonna be cold weather. Florida teams don't play well in the cold weather. Now, if they come out and they beat Denver and they have a really good showing against Denver and that defense, then I might be like, okay, maybe we could take them a little bit more seriously. But until then, they just got sunshine out there. I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Nestor.
I think they've had this kind of effect same as what you see with Tampa in kind of like the beginning of the season where they face like these weaker teams. There's like no pressure because really what's expected out of you. And that just is a good combination, especially for decent quarterbacks like Lawrence. So I think, like Malin said, besides the Colts, and they're kind of like they were expected to kind of hit a little bit of a slump, especially with injuries. They faced off some pretty shitty teams. Let's be honest. Jets, Raiders, horrible. Cardinals. So yeah, I don't expect much out of them in the playoffs. I think as soon as we see them go into the playoffs, we're gonna see typical Jacksonville in playoffs. Nothing special.
I really agree with June here. I think that matchup is very important for them. Depending on who they face, I think they could win a game, kind of similar to how they did a few years back when they upset the Chargers. That's probably about it. The Jags just are like a novelty team to me, where it's like, they against a bad team they look pretty good, but in cold weather when it gets serious, it's like, it's a fun story, but I don't really take them all that seriously. I will say though, like Malin just mentioned, if on Sunday they go into Denver and win there, then you might waver me off of novelty. But like, okay, there's something there, because that's a very tough one. Denver has just been unbelievable. By hook or by crook, they just keep winning. So if they can beat that team, that'll show me something for sure. But they do have Houston breathing right down their neck. It's like they really cannot waver at all. And I think they need to win their division if they want to do anything. So these last few weeks are crucial for them. But Jags, good luck. All right. Last game on the recap. Bills come back down 21 points. I'm not going to lie. I thought we had them. Thought the game was over. I thought shit was sweet.
Were you popping the champagne?
I was done. But final score 35-31. And G Money, the question to you is, which team will go further in the playoffs?
I still believe that New England, after watching them play, will win the East. And I think they will go further because Buffalo on the road, you look at it, and Josh Allen played Superman. I don't think he can play Superman every game. And I definitely don't think he can do that in the playoffs. I think New England losing the way they did, having the lead, and then letting it basically slip away. And that was their defense. It wasn't their offense. Their offense rocked. Their defense gave up way too many points and gave up too many yards. And I think that will change. Pretty certain when you see them this weekend against Baltimore, that's going to change. You're not going to see Baltimore scoring that many points. I don't think you're going to see Baltimore scoring more than 24 points, if that, on New England. But this was a good wake up. You hate to say it because if they had won, they would have clinched the East. But a good wake up call, right? Before you go into the playoffs, because you're going into the playoffs. That's going to happen. You're going to the playoffs. But as a young team, you get this wake up call where, you were beating your rival, you were up, it looked good, and then it just slipped away. And your defense has to take a good look at themselves, and your D coordinator, and like, okay, this is what we did. This is what we did wrong. And we're not going to do this against Lamar Jackson. We're going to not let him beat us. And when we go into playoffs, because we know Kansas City isn't there, and we feel good about every other team that's going to be in the playoffs. going into the playoffs, New England knows they can beat Jacksonville. They know they can beat Buffalo because they've done that in Buffalo. Pittsburgh is not a threat. It's not. They may stumble into the playoffs, but they don't scare anybody. Denver is the only team, really, when you look at it, that might scare New England. And because New England didn't win, chances are Denver has home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So I could see the AFC Championship being New England at Denver. So a hiccup, you learn from it, and I guarantee you, with Vrabel as your coach, you will definitely learn from that and not make that same mistake the rest of the season. And probably, I haven't looked at your schedule, and I haven't looked at Buffalo's schedule, but I think you guys can. If you win out, you win the East. So I think you win out. I think you win the East.
Yeah, we've got.
And I think you go far into the playoffs.
Baltimore, New York, Miami is the last 3 games. June.
Yeah, that's 3-0.
Miami's at home too.
Okay.
The Patriots sometimes have a problem in Miami, but when Miami being at home, that's a much easier, especially with. Not that it wouldn't be easy with Tua at your quarterback, but you got Ewers there as a rookie.
Right. But no, I thought this was a wake-up call that New England needed. They got on that roll, and I think Malin said it last week. They needed that loss to kind of put them back where they needed to be. It's good to take a loss now. I think Malin said it's good to take a loss now than take a loss in 4 weeks from now, which will put you in the playoffs. And I think that's what Vrabel can use to reignite that fire. They had been on such a roll, and Vrabel can say, "Hey, look, guys, we need to reset. This is a good time to reset," and I think they can with this team. I think they'll go further than Buffalo. Buffalo is 4-3 on the road. That's tough to go on the road with that type of record and continue to win. And like G Money just said, Josh Allen trying to play Superman every single game. That's just an injury waiting to happen. As we saw, we just watched two mega stars that just leave the game with injuries. So Josh Allen has to be very careful as being a quarterback and taking those big hits, because teams will start teeing off on him. They get some free hits on the quarterback. And he's a big guy, and he can take those hits, but there's always a bigger fish out there, okay? And so that's something that I believe is going to hinder Buffalo once they get into the playoffs. It's not being able to win on the road, because you're not going to come back from 21 points every single game. Just not going to happen. You cannot get down like that. It just shouldn't happen, especially when you're playing against playoff caliber teams in the playoffs. And more than likely, they're probably going to be going on the road in the playoffs. So they're going to have to get that mindset together. If their road to the Super Bowl is on the road this season, no matter what happens at this point. So, I think they get an itch New England to go further in the playoffs.
Go ahead, Malin.
Everything June said was right, that we did talk about the fact that, the Patriots need a loss. They could benefit from a loss before the end of the season, right? Like, you don't want to, they had won, 10 games in a row or something ridiculous. The only way that loss is not one that you necessarily benefit from is when you have a chance to clinch the division, you're up 21-0, and you've already beaten the Bills, but then you let the Bills get confident that they can come back against you. Now, that game was played in New England, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So Bills are on the road. They're down 21-0. They They just showed you that even in the playoffs, like no leads are going to be safe. Even like I don't think the Bills are scared to go back into Foxborough or Gillette Stadium or whatever the fuck they call it now. I mean, we can say that, can Josh Allen be Superman every week, but he's kind of gifted the fact that his kryptonite in the playoffs is not going to be there this year in the Chiefs. And in 13 playoff games, the man has a 101.7 quarterback rating with 3,400 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. You can add another 10 rushing touchdowns to that list. And I think he has like 650 yards rushing. Like, he balls out in the playoffs. Could he do it? He could. The only reason why I'll say that I think the Bills to go further than the Patriots, Jalen, because I want to say the Patriots could go further, but I've talked about it for a few weeks that I think that the Patriots are, in my opinion, a lot like that 2012 Seahawks team where they were really young and they were winning a bunch of games. And they might be like 1 year too early. I think they'll get there. But this is the best chance that Josh Allen's ever going to have. With no Patrick Mahomes, it's what, a 50-50 or only like a 40% chance now that Lamar Jackson even makes the playoffs. So he would have a huge playoff experience advantage over any quarterback in the playoffs. So that's why I say that I think the Bills are going to the AFC Championship game. I don't know if the Patriots are going to the AFC Championship game. They might. But I do expect the Bills to be there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Logically, I feel like the Patriots are the more consistent team. They have been addressing all of their concerns. That's why they went on a 10-game winning streak. The Bills have been doing, I feel like, the opposite. The problem is without the Chiefs really there, and Ravens are just banged up, bunch of errors everywhere, just playing sloppy football. It just seems like the perfect opportunity for the Bills to make a run for the Super Bowl. And that's what I worry about. Like logically, I think the Patriots are the better team, even if they're younger, maybe a less experienced. But the fact that they blew a 21-0 lead just makes me think, are they ready yet? Because if you assume that, if I were to think, well, the Patriots can make a deeper run than the Bills, I'm kind of already putting them in a territory where they could, arguably make the Super Bowl. There's not much space there, or distance. So it's just hard for me to, like, I've done it before. I've put the Patriots at a record where I got ahead of myself and it turned out to be the next year after that. So I'm wondering if this is the same thing, and it just seems like the perfect opportunity for the Bills to get to the Super Bowl and then hopefully blow it completely and go back to the dark ages. But yeah, for now I'll say the Bills. I'll say the Patriots are going to make the deeper run in the playoffs.
It pains me to say, but I do think that the Bills will go deeper in the playoffs. Really, because they should. Like Malin just said, Josh Allen is the most experienced amongst any of his quarterbacks by a long shot. And with his kryptonite not being in the picture, it's like both of his Joe Burrow nor Patrick Mahomes. It's like, come on. Those have been really the two only big things in his way in his career. So at this point, I don't see why not. The game on Sunday was just yelling at my TV in a second. Stop somebody. Stop anybody. Do something.
Mhm.
Jesus.
But you know what, you guys, I understand what you're saying, but here's the deal: Vrabel has beaten. People forget that Vrabel beat the shit out of Josh Allen in the playoffs that year. With what quarterback? What was his name? Can anybody name the quarterback that he beat him with?
Is Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, so nobody gives a shit. So I don't care. He beat him with
also
Ryan
had-
Tannehill. Vrabel's a better coach. Vrabel's the better coach. That's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to coaching in that game. If they meet in the playoffs, it's going to be all about coaching. Vrabel is the better coach in the playoffs than
but
McDermott.
if it's all about coaching, then how the hell did Vrabel lose a 21-point lead?
Because it's
At
still
home.
regular season and the team is still young,
Because the
and you
team
got
is
a
still-
desperate team, and you got a
Exactly.
desperate Bills team. But the Patriots beat them at their home, so it's a wash. It's 100% a wash.
It feels a little different though when you're at home with a chance to clinch the playoffs and you're up 21-0.
I know, but we know Josh Allen also does this at the end of the season too, so it hasn't changed that part. It's the same MO every year. Look at that. A couple of years ago when Miami had a 3-game lead on Buffalo, and Buffalo went on this incredible run, made the playoffs, and got spanked again. This is their MO. This is what they do. This is the same Buffalo Bills team. It has not changed, and it's going to be the same in the play. This team hasn't changed. We're giving this team way too much credit. They're not making a deep run in the playoffs this year. Not especially not if they're coming from the bottom. They got to come all the way from the bottom to get to the top. I don't see Josh Allen doing that. I just don't.
Both teams meet in the AFC Championship game. You don't think the Bills could beat them?
No. No.
June, nothing would make me happier than for you to be
I mean,
correct.
I love everything that like you and G Money have said because I see a lot of the same things. I think this is honestly like maybe the last year that I would give the Bills the advantage in the playoffs to like let the Patriots taste a little bit of a success in the playoffs this year and go in the next year with the same young nucleus with more experience under your belt. And I think they're like I think the Bills window is closing fast and they're going to be in not like a complete rebuild, but they're going to be like they could very well end up, and G Money knows this, that damn retooling window for 5 or 6 years that teams get in where they're just trying, like they're not willing to blow it up.
Right? I know. Trust me, I know.
Keep themselves relevant. Never gonna be good enough to win another playoff game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, Josh Allen, I still think Josh Allen is good enough right now to take a average team to the Super Bowl. Right now he is. Can he do it next year or the year? Like when does he hit that mountaintop and that peak? And when do they have even less talent? I mean, they keep taking talent away from him, and he just keeps fucking winning games.
Right.
So I don't know. It's one of the better questions you've asked us, Jalen, because I think it's razor thin.
I will say, I don't like to complain about roughing, but Josh Allen threw an interception in that second half, and they called for pass interference.
Yeah,
Neither
there was another one where they got I can think of one call where they called pass interference on the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I was watching that, and
It
I was
was
like,
after that, yeah.
that was pass interference. I've seen these people beat the hell out of each other all game long. I was like, that's insane. Y'all call it like, and I even put it in Discord. I was like, man, these refs are prolonging these Buffalo a little bit. They're like, need a little yellow help. Need a little yellow help.
Somebody got a little change on Buffalo. Somebody got a little change on Buffalo.
Yeah, maybe we should investigate that. Puka Nacua came out and said that the refs make calls because they want to be on TV, because that's their time, that's their moment. So they make calls they shouldn't be making. I'm like, oh, dude, man, you're about to get some flags pulled on you. You're about to. You want to see some calls? They're about to come.
It's not even like I think that they could just keep the flag in their pocket for a couple games if he ends up getting mauled a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
he'll
that
get
ticky
another
tack. It's some of that ticky tack pass interference. Did I throw the flag on it? Oh, you're fine, Puka. But we
I'm
don't want to steal the limelight. We want to be
Oh
we don't,
man.
Hey,
we don't want to be on the big screen.
for you guys, for the two of you, I'm sure that makes you very happy. His comments for tomorrow.
I love it. That is, I don't ever wish for people to get hurt, but if Devontae Adams and that hamstring, that was cool. I was like, I'm here for it.
I mean, I just want Booker to come out and say, like maybe tomorrow before the game, that he believes the refs are betting on the game. That would be good.
Right
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm pretty sure the reason we're getting so many flags is because the refs are betting. They know what the point spread is.
I got to be honest, Jalen. When Adams went out with the hamstring, I was like, all right, like that could be good for the Hawks. Like now we're not going to have our starting tomorrow. But when Puka went out, I was like, okay, now hold on a second, because I still am in the playoffs and fantasy. like we could Puka don't need to score a touchdown, but if he wants to do 7 for 126 or something and not score, if he wants to do that, I mean, I'm not going to be angry about it as long as they're not scoring touchdowns. I mean, he's also banged up, so I don't know. We'll see.
All right, that's gonna do it for the first half of your favorite show on the internet. The second half, we got some news. We've got injury stuff. We're talking about everyone's favorite team to hate, the Chiefs. We're talking about Micah Parsons. We even got some NBA to get into real quick. And then we, of course, have betting picks for this weekend. So everyone's favorite segment. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So sit tight and we will see you soon.
For all intents and purposes, like that should be a catch if you just hold on to the ball, and he let the defensive back jump right into him and punch it out of his chest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it looked like he should have had a hell of a lot more control over that football going into the end zone than he did. You put too much eggs in your baskets over Patrick Mahomes being great and Travis Kelce being great. You kept thinking that, well, when Worthy came back healthy, he was going to be the answer. And then you thought when Rashee Rice gets off of his suspension, then that's going to be the answer. None of that solved anything for the Chiefs. If Kelce is still the best target you have, then you don't really have a good offense right now.
Jalen Hurts is not that elite quarterback.
The thing I really don't understand is that explanation we've been getting on why their offense has been so low scoring. It's because, well, we just want to have efficient quarterback play. Jalen Hurts is going to be efficient. Well, the man turned the ball over 5 times tonight.
He's not a guy that can drop back 40 times. This guy needs to be throwing the ball only about 20 to 25 times a game. You need to run the ball at least 30 to 35 times a game. And it don't have to all be Saquon.
Jalen Hurts, he's not that guy. He can have great games every now and then, and one of them happened to be in a Super Bowl loss, which really hyped up the train. I don't even know that he's top 10, and that's okay because there's been quarterbacks that aren't top 10 in the league and win Super Bowls. 16th in yards, he's 12th in touchdowns, and he's 19th in QBR. I don't want to hear about this man being a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. So people can have their emotions, but on this show, we use facts.
As far as Justin Herbert, he just stood there and took the hits. And I saw him grimace a couple of times after he got up off the ground. But you know what? He was not afraid to tuck that ball and run it when it counted. And he made some great plays tonight with his legs. He made the right moves at the right time and got his team in a position to win. He knew it was going to be a tough game. This wasn't going to be a blowout. Got to make clutch plays at clutch times, and he did. He sucked up those sacks. He took them, and he just kept fighting. Patrick Mahomes had 59 yards. Pacheco had 30, and I believe Kareem Hunt also had 30 yards rushing,
Yeah.
but that's not going to get it done. The Chiefs don't have a running game. They're going to have to go out and draft a young stud at running back because Pacheco is not the running back that they thought he was coming back. Kareem Hunt is not the running back they thought they was getting. It's either the offensive line or the running game or the running backs. I'm inclined to believe it's the running backs at this point.
We're going to a Nets game because we're crazy heads and we saw that tickets were $10. We're gonna go see, who are we seeing?
The Jazz and the Nets.
Two best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, they're the best at something.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going
Entertainment.
to the Barclays Center. I'm taking the train, subway, as you can see.
Yeah, there's like literally no one here.
Tip off is in like 5 minutes, so.
It already happened.
Oh, never mind. Game just started.
I've not been over here. Except driving. Shout out Rodney.
Yeah,
Mr. Brown.
Shout out my dad. Last time I saw the Nets play was with him in Orlando,
Yeah.
probably like a decade ago.
Do you have your favorite like grocery store?
Publix. I do literally like Trader Joe's though.
Yeah.
You have any bracelets on? Is it allowed to take those off?
It's like, are you kidding me?
Just the same. Okay, Bridget, what do you think of your spicy margarita?
It's not spicy. What's that place that was Jungle something that we went in St. Pete? It's no concrete jungle, spicy marg, tequila, and mango puree, and then there's just tahini on the rim. So it's not the best, but it's a margarita, and there's enough of it to get me drunk for the next hour.
Now, also doesn't use anymore because these tight ends that's coming out of college, they are ready. Look at TJ Warren from Penn State. The dude came in and it's like he's been there forever.
June's right. You do not need to pay that much money to your tight end. You're going to spend money. You're going to spend money on your quarterback and your O-line or your D-line. That's where you need to spend your money.
Shout out to CeeDee Lamb once again for ruining another parlay of mine where he was supposed to catch 6.5 balls and then got knocked out at 6. So
Damn. Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
How many times that man fuck you up, man?
You got to fly down to Dallas and talk to that boy.
The way you said that, Gary, sounded a little weird.
Little sus.
Charged up. This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 61.7. He's averaging 168.2 yards a game. He has thrown 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions with a QBR of 40.7. Who is he?
Alex, who is Bryce Young?
He nailed it. Bryce Young.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
I had no idea.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 66.8. He's averaging 205.9 yards a game. He's thrown 18 touchdowns and 7 picks with a QBR of 44.9. Who is this?
Oh.
And I'm thinking Herbert, low interceptions with high touchdowns. Bo Nix, I think they all have under 6.
It's not Herbert. I can tell you that now. It's not Herbert. Let's go Mahomes.
The correct answer is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 60.8. He's averaging 237.3 yards a game. He's thrown 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, and a QBR of 57.7. Who is this man?
That's very middle of the road.
I'm thinking the Bears, Caleb fucking Williams.
I think Caleb Williams.
That's who I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
Let's go with that.
Correct answer is Caleb Williams. This quarterback has a completion percentage of 69.3. He's averaging 257.7 yards a game. He's thrown for 17 picks and 6 interceptions with a QBR of 74.4. Who is he?
It's Dak Prescott.
Correct
17 to 6, Dak Prescott.
It's Dak Prescott. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys got that right off the bat.
I knew that was Dak.
You need to turn in your Dallas jerseys. It's an issue on A.J. Brown not making a catch when he should have, but we've seen number one receivers in key situations not make catches when they should. I tell you, if I'm paying you $4 million a game, I don't want to find out that there was a lack of concentration and you couldn't make it a catch. Make the damn catch.
Did you see the numbers that they posted up there about A.J. Brown? He's had 3 straight 100-yard games. Guess what? Guess what the common denominator in that fucking shit is? He's lost all 3 games. A few weeks ago, they were 8-2, and people was talking about, oh, they're just going to turn it on. Bullshit. They've turned it off.
Welcome back, folks. Second half of your favorite show on the internet. After further review, episode 267, we are, of course, going to take a second shot to the second half of the show. Hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Cheers to a good show. Cheers to a good happy holidays.
Happy holidays, gentlemen. I am drinking Woodford Reserve, distiller's choice, or distiller's selection. If you have the opportunity to buy this bottle, I suggest you do. It is a very, very smooth pour. Very good.
That wasn't smooth.
Nestor, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the same thing, but something happened with that shop. I don't know what happened.
I poured my
tampered.
Poured my final shot of epic shit. It's not great. It gets the job done. I just bought it because I thought the label was great.
I got my Whistler. It is from Germany.
Oh, he's drinking Whistler.
Oh,
I got
oh, nice.
It's from.
I got Whistler on my bar.
It's so good too. It's so smooth. The honey. See, I've almost downed it. It's almost gone. That's all I got left in it.
I wrongfully just assumed that June was having some cramp.
I was gonna grab it, but then I saw that wasn't much left in that bottle, so I was like, "Oh, this one."
Whistler is some good stuff. You guys haven't had it, try it.
All right, we'll have to try that. I just finished off the rest of this bullet bourbon that I had, so that was that. All right, let's get into the news for the week, which we've got a few NFL stories and then one NBA. So we're going to start off with the fact that Micah Parsons and Patrick Mahomes done for the rest of the season, both with torn ACLs and in the same week. Kind of strange. But yeah, I mean, the best player for both teams gone just like that. Chiefs officially out of playoff contention with their loss. Packers are still in the mix, but not looking too great with, losing your best player like that. So we can, talk on either one of these two guys, but I don't know if G-Money, if you want to go first here.
Okay, I will. So we'll go with Micah Parsons first. When you looked at the Packers, their front seven, and that really, Michael Parsons had a definite effect on the front seven, making it what it was. It was one of the best front sevens in the league. Their safeties are really good. Their cornerbacks aren't. And now with him gone, that leaves a hole. And when they made that trade with Dallas, they felt like he was that missing piece. That missing piece to defense that would lead them to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And that will have an impact on them going forward. And if they make it to the playoffs, in the playoffs. You always hate when you see a marquee player go down with an injury that basically terminates that season for them. And it negatively impacts the team. With Kansas City, it was a stretch that they were going to make the playoffs. I mean, it wasn't a given like in previous years. So with Mahomes going down, I think in a way that actually helped them. And I'll tell you how. So now they're not having to really stress about making the playoffs. So they don't have to play a lot of their starters the rest of the season. They don't have to do that. They don't have to risk injury, injuring someone who they're going to need next year. So they can play a lot of their backups and see what they've got. I would guess that you're not going to see a lot of Travis Kelce the next 3 games. You'll probably see Worthy, probably see Rice. You'll see Pacheco. Why? Because, well, they don't have a viable running back, and what else are they going to do? But we all knew that once he went down, they lost that game. They all knew, everybody. There's not a chance in hell you're going to the playoffs. So why risk injuring any more of your starters? You're probably going to see a lot of your starters on defense resting, not playing a game, maybe not playing this game, but playing next game, and then sitting the final game. Why? Because you don't want to injure them. I mean, what do you win by injuring another starter and having him out for the rest of this season and then into next season? You don't want to do that. Smart money says don't play your starters unless you absolutely have to. Rest them. Maybe as much as the NFL and Jerry Jones said this is, you don't play for a draft pick. You don't do this. Yeah, you do. Yeah. And get a higher draft pick. Draft a D lineman, an O lineman, someone that can help you next year, and don't risk injury. So as much as you don't want to see these people going down, and as much as it ends Kansas City's playoff run, reset for next year.
Can I just say, I kind of feel bad for the Packers because it feels like they've made all the right moves. Technically, you bring in Josh Jacobs, you bring in Micah Parsons. All of a sudden, you have an elite tight end with Kraft, and then he goes down first. Then Micah Parsons goes down. Like it's just everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. When you already have a decent quarterback with Jordan Love, that could be that. Well, that is the franchise quarterback. It just everything would seem to be going well for them. It just sucks.
I got to be honest, Nestor. I don't feel bad to give a shit about either team, to be honest with you.
And you would say that.
The Chiefs have had such a great run of success. I mean, it is a little bit of insult to injury over the fact that they weren't going to make the playoffs this year. But what this injury does now is like, hey, when does Mahomes come back? Does he start before the NFL season? Do they go the first month without him? If they don't have him the first month, what's their record? If he comes back, is he even going to be close to being the same that early, or is he still going to be dealing with it? So now you start talking about next year based off of this injury. And, if we go 2 years without the Chiefs in the playoffs, I'm not complaining.
I do like that.
We never got 2 years in a row without the Patriots being in the playoffs. So if we can get 2 years and not having the Chiefs in the playoffs, God bless America. And the Packers, you know what? Fuck that team. All those fans that have this piece of paper in their house saying I'm an owner of this franchise and wear a block of cheese on my fucking head. And if I'm lucky enough to have Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love on their roster, and no, injuries happen. They happen. They derail teams all the time. I will say, like, I do think that Parsons has gotten like screwed over this year. They're saying he's had like over 300 rushes on the quarterback and no holding penalties against the offensive line, and he's getting double and triple teamed like all the time. And they're not calling flags on him. Apparently, earlier in his career, he went 38 consecutive quarters without a holding penalty being called on the offensive line against him. Like, I don't know what he did to piss off the refs, or I don't know if Jerry Jones was like, yeah, I'll send your ass to Green Bay, but then I'm gonna send some money to the officials, and you're not getting shit. But even with that, I think he led up until this point. I think he leads the NFL in quarterback pressures. Even though he doesn't have all the sacks, but I think he leads the league in quarterback pressures. So that does suck for him, especially because his was like so non-contact too. Even Mahomes was kind of freakish. And they both happened on natural grass, which I do think the NFL teams need to be looking at more teams going to natural grass. I fear that this might hurt that argument, and NFL owners are going to be able to be like, see, look, like these guys tore their ACL and that was on natural grass too, so it's not safer than field turf and all that other stuff. But it definitely puts a question mark on the Packers. That is for sure on what they can do.
I was going to, for the Packers, I was going to reach out to a friend of the show, Monty, to see if she wanted to come on, but this was before the injury, and then he got hurt, and I was like, that seems no. give it a couple weeks. Let's see how they look now. The Chiefs, though, I just love how, and it is the similarities are kind of strange, but how Nick Wright just immediately went to the similarities between Brady and Mahomes, both in year 7 tearing their ACLs. And I was like, it is odd, yes, but also just like that's, I guess, glass half full way of looking at things. But yeah, next year to see if he's gonna be ready for week 1 start, or what that's gonna look like. I think the big thing though is like, are they just gonna completely blow up this team in the offseason? Like, is this whether they do or don't?
Jalen, you're kind of freezing up on us, or at least on me anyway.
Yeah, he's freezing up on me too.
Oh, well, you guys can go ahead. I'm gonna change my internet.
This is actually fun to watch.
I'm back. We've been live. I quit Discord and then went back in, and then of course it had 8 updates to do. I'm like, what? It's just on here. Hold on, let me just put this back up.
Yeah.
Okay. Stream, we're back. You guys just had a black screen for the last few minutes. That was stupid. Okay. Anyway. Let's get to the second part of the news here. All right, so Joe Burrow.
I want to go first.
Okay. He made headlines for, I thought, kind of irrelevant reasons, but kind of made it sound like maybe he wanted to be traded. But to be honest, he really didn't say much of anything, but people kind of ran with it and were like, he wants to be traded. I don't know. I thought this was much to do about nothing. The man just sounded upset. But June, you can take it away.
I tell you what, if Joe Burrow wants to leave Cincinnati, he has a home in Dallas, Texas.
Oh.
Boy, do you know? Do you know?
All right.
I love Dak Prescott.
Oh, do you? It doesn't sound like it right now.
Wait, let me tell you something.
Nothing right
If
now.
Joe Burrow comes available with the team we got and we got 2 first-round draft picks. Shit, boy, don't play with me. But Joe Burrow, I saw the quote and stuff like that. That man is frustrated. He's tired of getting injured. They won't get him an offensive line. They paid these 2 wide receivers quarterback money, and they can't fix this man's offensive line. And apparently they can't draft an offensive line either.
But June,
I don't know.
He wanted them to pay the receiver.
Thank you.
He wanted them to pay the receiver, but he didn't say, damn, they're going to throw the ball to themselves? They're going to block too?
Well, what did he want to have happen? You say pay the receivers, they paid the receivers, then you can't pay the offensive line. Like, that's kind of the cost of doing business when you got a salary cap. It's partially his fault, the reason why the team is constructed the way it is. Because they listened to him and paid the people that he wanted paid. Now he's unhappy. And I know why he's unhappy, because he's getting his ass kicked. But he kind of sounds like, to me, Jalen, that he might just be hanging up the cleats at some point if he keeps getting hurt. Because I think he's more with the injuries and constantly dealing with rehab. And we might have ourselves another Andrew Luck situation where he just ends up retiring early because he doesn't want to deal with the injuries, man. He's like, I'd rather be out there slinging the ball and winning football games. And what was it? He said he wasn't having fun. And then he goes out the next Sunday, and then who they get their ass beat by? Like 30-some points, was it? Yeah, just got their asses handed to him. He throws a pick 6, and he just looks defeated on the sidelines, man. But that's the worst possible thing that could have happened to the Cincinnati Bengals is he makes those comments, and then you go out there and you just get run over by a division rival. But I think he's just tired of being hurt. And part of it's his fault because he can't pay the offensive line because he wanted all these other people played. But he's also unlucky with injuries.
Right.
And he doesn't like the rehab part of it.
That's
like,
my
why are you doing all this?
My whole thing is, yes, the offensive line has historically been bad, but even some of those injuries don't have anything to do with his protection. He's had some weird injuries seemingly every single year. And then them not having the money to pay other parts of the teams. Like, well, you had your boys back a year ago when you were the biggest advocate of T and Chase both getting paid the way that they did. So now it's like, well, don't sit back and play armchair GM now when a year ago you were
already doing it and they listened to you.
Right.
And he was also about getting, what was his name? Hendrickson, is that his name?
Yeah.
He wanted Hendrickson to get paid too. He came out in support of Hendrickson making more money. So they revamped like the last year of his deal. or something like that. Like they listen to him when it comes to personnel stuff.
Yeah,
which is good to a point. It's good to a point, right?
It is good to a point, but then you get into the LeBron syndrome in the Lakers, where it's like, well, now we have Russell Westbrook. So what do you like?
Yeah,
we listened to you, and here we are. But I didn't think it sounded too much like trade. It just sounded like to me, it sounded more like Andrew Luck retired. Like I am tired of getting hurt, and like it's not fun anymore. This is not not happy.
Right.
I mean, the man was so sad he learned how to play the piano in the offseason. Like that.
I'm done.
So here's the question, though. So this question, the question more is that if he's done, and Cincinnati decides, well, you know, we could probably trade him to someone, and get a couple first-round picks, and they say, hey, we'll trade you to Dallas. Already has a quarterback, and they're not going to do that deal, but trade him to someone who needs a quarterback but has a decent O-line. And get some picks. I mean, because if he retires, you got nothing. Plus, you still have the salary cap hit.
Jets.
You don't get relief from the. Well, yeah. I mean, and Arizona. And here's the thing: Arizona might do a Burrows for
Kyler Murray
Kyle swap. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could do that thinking to yourself as the Cincinnati.
Is there a team in the NFL that we think that's a quarterback away from like going to the Super Bowl? Because like, couldn't Burrow just dangle the whole "I'm going to retire anyways" if you don't send me to a team that I want to, and then ain't nobody getting shit? I mean, it would kind of have to be like a Stafford going to the Rams kind of thing. I would think he's not just going to go to any old team, but I'm having a hard time kind of thinking of like what's a team that's a quarterback away right now, and the only one I can think of is Minnesota.
Minnesota is
yeah.
But I'm telling you this though, if the Eagles would have lost to the Raiders, I guarantee you people would have said send them to the Eagles. We'll trade straight up.
But the problem is the Eagles still don't have a good offensive line. Their offensive line is still sus. It's really sus. It's better than Cincinnati, but it's still sus.
Got some good weapons, but Minnesota is really the only team I can think of that's like a quarterback away. You still got a first round.
Seattle.
That you don't
Seattle.
Like. Seattle ain't gonna.
You telling me you wouldn't take Joe Burrow over Sam Darnold?
I would, and like
okay, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying Madden franchise mode, but when I'm looking at the salary cap,
okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, you say that, but don't say
that we're gonna have to be on defense.
I mean, because we have some rookie free agents coming up that we are going to sign that we would not be able to re-sign with if we made that trade for Burrow. It just wouldn't happen.
$40 million quarterback. We can't afford Joe Burrow money.
I mean, if you look at everything, you could, you know what? You could see the Rams making that trade. If they thought that Stafford was going to retire, or if they thought that
I might just
depending on how they do in the playoffs, that they could make that trade.
That would piss me off. If Joe Burrow was in the NFC West, I'd just.
What about San Francisco?
No, we don't need to talk about the NFC West, man.
They just signed Brock.
They could do that too. They could do that too, because they have the cap space with the fact that they traded Debo. Ayuk is never coming back. They'll take a little bit of a hit this coming season, but that's it. Yeah, they could make that trade. They could make that trade and make it work.
About it. Not at all.
You started this.
I don't like that it makes sense.
You started
makes sense.
I mean, Arizona makes sense. Arizona makes sense. It does.
You can put them on Arizona. They still won't win shit with Joe Burrow. But if you put,
why go there?
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, if you put Joe Burrows on that team, Marvin Harris Jr., the rookie tight end. I mean, yeah.
They still got that cancer guy at running back. What's his name? Connor. He's gonna come back.
Hey, man, that's a statement for cancer recovery, right? That guy's still there. It's like, hey, I fought cancer and won.
What about Joe Burrow on Carolina? He could improve that team.
He could. I don't know if they were willing to make that point with Bryce. Yeah, they'll probably see how Bryce Young does this year. But they could make that trade next year if Bryce Young just kind of flames out again. Yeah, you could see that.
Falcons.
He could go to the Falcons.
He could go to the Falcons because, I don't know. Do they still have 1 year left of
Captain Kirk?
What's his name? Fuck. They signed him for. Yeah, they signed him for like 3 years or something, or 4 years. So that.
Cincy, unfortunately, would end up with Kirk Cousins getting his ass kicked behind that offensive line that they can't afford because of everything with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
All right.
I love how we're just like playing checkers with like Joe Burrow's entire life.
Yeah.
We have him pegged in every like corner of America at this point.
Chance
From
odds
the Northwest
are
to Arizona.
He'll be back in Cincinnati for the foreseeable future, doing the same old thing.
The only place we didn't have him going was anywhere in the Northeast. That was the only place we didn't have him going.
Yeah, we didn't have him going to Pittsburgh.
Everywhere else.
Like we'll start a team in Wyoming and put you there, man.
No, but you know what? You talk about the NFC North. If the Detroit Lions aren't happy with Goff, then you talk about a team ready to go to the Super Bowl.
If the Dolphins can go back in time.
No, God no.
Speaking of the Dolphins.
Yeah. Dolphins.
Speak
of
the Dolphins quarterback situation. They decided that Tua, they saw enough for him in the freezing cold and said, you know what, Quinn, you're in, buddy. Take you and your bad haircut, get out here, and let's go ahead and lose some more games. What'd you guys think of Tua? Did he play his last game on Monday? Because it may have, as a Dolphin, did he play his last game?
I tell you what, man, McDaniels is doing everything he can to try to save his job right now. He's trying to pull the whole, I'm going to throw a rookie out there. Try to give me another year with the rookie. If they are smart, this is the last game that Tua's played for them. But it just depends on if they're smart, because Denver has shown us that you can owe a shit ton of money to a quarterback that's no longer on your roster anymore and have a playoff team. Like they moved on from Russ, draft Bo Nix, get a good head coach. But you need a really good front office and you need good ownership, willing to pull that trigger. And I mean, having Walmart money helps. In that dead money. Not a lot of people are willing to be like, yeah, I'll pay $50 million to just fucking nothing. We'll just throw that in a toilet, piss on it, light it on fire, and shit on it. Not many people are willing to do that. But like the Broncos have shown us you can do it and you can be successful. So I mean, I think if they're smart, it is the last time. Like they need a break. Daniels needs to be gone. Tua needs to be gone. Tyreek needs to be gone. They need to blow it up.
Blow it up, yeah.
I really want to know what Nestor has to say. I want to hear from the Dolphin fan. What was that?
It
That was
Somebody make it smooth.
That was Quinn Ewer's brain right now. He's kicking in overdrive.
Sounded like a Roomba just attacked my mom in the kitchen or something. Just back there.
I don't know, man. It just kind of sucks to look back and realize that Tua gaslighted everybody when the whole Brian Flores thing was a thing. He just wasn't the quarterback for Miami. He's not built as the ideal quarterback either. The little, everybody references the what we did to Denver a couple years ago. That like 70-something points. I was a little bit. I didn't want to say it. I was a little bit like that could have been like a offensive fluke that we had that we just had that.
It was fool's gold.
Where's the old line? Still what issues have we addressed really? The fact that our GM was fired, we're not seeing him anymore.
I don't think that was fool's gold though. That 1 year when they had Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Achane was a rookie, Mostert was there before Tua turned into Edward Scissorhands and got concussed. Until he started having that concussion issue, it looked like that offense was working. I'm not sure if it would have been able to be sustained, but that was a red hot team. Nestor, like, damn, it didn't seem like there was many teams that could stop that offense. It looked really good for that year. I don't know if it was to cut concussions with Tua, but he was never the same. Like, he had that 1 year where he was good.
Yeah.
1 year, and then nothing had what. Hey,
there is definitely a Tua before the concussions and the now Tua that we have, and there's a clear difference between the two.
Stephen A was like, it's not that he can't win in like inclement weather where it's like, it's like fucking snowing, like freezing. It's just that it drops below 50 and he loses. That's another thing. Like the entirety of Florida teams have a bad rap because of him.
Yeah.
Cold weather.
It also doesn't help. Like he's Hawaiian and then also it lives in Florida. Like, it's really not helping your cause.
Well, Marino didn't have the best luck. Remember, he lost 3 straight years in the AFC title game to Buffalo in Buffalo. So it's always been the Miami Dolphins' fault that Florida teams don't have a good rep. Well, Tampa doesn't either, because remember, they played in the AFC, NFC North or Central for years, and they had to go to Green Bay all those years, and Chicago, and Minnesota when they was,
By the way, the fucking smirk on Aaron Rodgers' face every time he wins these shitty games, somebody break his fucking knee already. Like, send him to the fucking podcast that he does with this guy. What's his name? I forget his name.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah, send him back to that fucking show. This little smirk that he does, bro. I hate shit.
Well, I mean, if it goes the way it goes, they'll probably be playing Buffalo first. They'll probably be playing Buffalo first round, so you might get your
race in the
wish.
first round. Gotta love it. All right. Good luck to I mean, hey, I'd love to get paid $50 million to go do nothing next year. For the rest of my life, in the next 2 lifetimes, I'll go do that.
Yeah.
All right. Going to the NBA.
Marcus Russell.
The Knicks, they took down the Spurs yesterday in the NBA Cup in Vegas. So now the Knicks are the third team to win the NBA Cup in the short cup existence. They beat the Magic to get there. Spurs did the unthinkable and beat the Thunder to get to that game, which I think I and probably everybody else thought that the Thunder were just going to absolutely steamroll their way to this cup title. But yeah, the Spurs got there. They had Wemby on minute restriction, and they had him in the first half, but could not outlast the Knicks, who are overall better team in the second half. And now the Knicks are the Emirates NBA Cup champions for whatever that's
worth. They will not be hoisting the banners in MSG for that. What do you guys think about this one?
Okay. That was an epic troll job, by the way. That Dolan can find a way to troll the Lakers and the Bucks by saying they're not going to put up a banner when the other two teams have done it. I think the NBA should probably step in if they really want it taken serious and be like, if you win it, you will be putting a banner up. Because it just makes it even more of a farce.
Yeah, Jay Brunson had a hell of a game. The Knicks they've got such a good, well-rounded team. They have a deep bench. They should make some noise this year. I don't know if it's enough to, outwork what's going on in the West right now, but it's cute for the Knicks. I think it's good for them. I don't know how good it is for the overall NBA. Would love to see what the ratings were for this game, but G Money, did you have any thoughts on this one?
I did. I had quite a few and here we go. So this is the third year of the NBA Cup. If you look at the teams that made the finals, Indiana made it the first year. They went in the playoffs. This last year, they're playing for the NBA championship. Last year was Houston made it to the finals. They made it to the playoffs. Young teams. Well, they expect San Antonio to make it to the playoffs. The teams that won it, as Malin rightly said, didn't do shit. I think this may be a little different with the Knicks, just because the East isn't as strong as it would be. You've got Boston, though Boston's playing a lot better than I thought it would. Realistically, but
like Kim Kardashian.
But still, I don't know why you had to bring the Kardashians into this. I mean, all they do is ruin men's lives. In fact, they turned one man into a woman, another man who was NBA Sixth Man of the Year, ended up getting caught in a whorehouse with cocaine, ruined his life, and another man, I think.
Gary, it's my fault. It's my fault. You said you had several things to say on the game. I put you off the rails.
We were doing so well.
Pretend I never said it.
So anyway, with the NBA Cup, there's a couple things they need to do to make it better, right? It's not a bad thing. The whole idea is to garner public attention and get viewership prior to when everybody normally starts paying attention to the NBA in February. If you're gonna have the NBA, if you're gonna have the Cup championship in Vegas, you need to do it better, because having it when you do in December, most people, if they're going anywhere, they're going home for the holidays in December. And when you don't know that your team is going to be there, trying to make reservations, especially when you're looking at the National Final Rodeo is there, other things are going on in Vegas in December, it's kind of hard to get a hotel, get airfare, and airfare is expensive.
I think it's quite easy. So December. I'm going through it.
Are you going in December?
No.
No, he's going in August.
In August, yeah, you are. You're going in August, bitch. But the courts. So one of the issues with the courts, right, is oh my God, blind me fucking colors. Plus, you're laying that laminate all over the court, which makes it a little slick, which makes it so that your players get injured. It's like, come on, NBA, just do away with that shit. Figure out how to do it so that maybe change the format a little bit, so that you can actually, so people can actually want to go and see their team play in Vegas in December can do that. Can actually schedule that and go, oh fuck, do I go to family Christmas or do I go to Vegas? Me, I'd go to Vegas. I've done it before. Go to
Yeah,
Vegas.
I agree with that, but I said I would like to see the NBA Cup would be the first couple of weeks of the season. Like that would start the season, would be the NBA Cup. You know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They could do something like that.
They want to do it for viewership.
I know,
People
but that's
watch it the first few weeks.
that's why you do it.
And then they don't watch it now. Like this is the time where, especially like I think even move it out of Christmas, do it before the All-Star break. Like do it in like January, like the final or something like that. Because no one's watching you. Like everyone starts watching the NBA after the Super Bowl, after the
Right.
All-Star break.
Post
That's when they
All-Star.
start paying attention.
Yeah.
So you got up until the All-Star break to do this thing. But I mean,
And that would
viewership though. It did increase viewership.
Yeah.
I mean, and that would make sense if you did it in January. If you did the final in January, so people aren't trying to have to, people that want to go see their team play, but they also know that they're going to go home for the holidays. They can't make that choice. It's like because you're paying airfare, and let's say you live in Chicago, and the Bulls are in the Cup championship or the Cup semifinals. You're like, okay, am I flying to Vegas and spending 3-4 days in Vegas, and then coming back and then asking my boss for vacation so I can go home, or as opposed to having fans make that choice. If you did it in January, that would be an easy choice, right? I mean, who doesn't want to get out of Milwaukee or Chicago?
Exactly.
Boston for that matter, New York, and go to Vegas. Now, granted, it's going to be cold, but it's Vegas, man. It's fucking Vegas. You go there in January and you watch your team play. That would actually make more sense than trying to do it when they're doing it and having fans, not having the fanship at the games like you want, because they can't get there. And then now you're hoping that, fans that are living in Vegas or in SoCal or Arizona or Utah drive in and they're fans of those teams to watch the games. It would make a lot more sense. And it would make a lot more money for Vegas.
I definitely think it'd be a lot easier to try and get the viewership starting to ramp up in, say, January, just like basically a month before it starts to ramp up anyway, rather than 2 months ahead. Like you're not going to compete with the NFL from December all the way throughout, until June, basically. Like, it would be a hell of a lot easier to go, all right, well, let's put the Cup in January, the Cup finals in January, as the NFL is starting to wind down. And basically, we're just asking people to start watching a month before they would normally start watching.
You could start it on Christmas Day. Start the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And you have the finals the week between the dead week between the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It would be that dead weekend.
That'd be so smart doing it between.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us. Fuck you.
We should be. You know what?
We should be running the NBA.
Shit. Put us in charge. We'll have the Sonics back next year. We'll fix your NBA Cup. We'll make Dolan put the banner.
We'll take a fraction of your salary and we'll get your ratings up by next year.
Yep.
No problem.
I mean, I'll still take the whole. Still take all. Don't give back.
No. I mean, a fraction amongst all of us. Split.
Oh, yeah. We split it 5 ways.
I mean, I have no issues taking $3 million. You know what? I'll take $2 million. I'm not asking for a lot. I mean, if we split $10 million between 5 of us,
there it is,
and we fix everything. I mean, I think we could all do well with $2 million. And if you can't, well, you can't do well with $20 million either.
So, Mr. Silver, you just take a year off next year. We'll take over for 1 year, and we'll see how it goes. All right. with that being said, let's get into the last segment of the day, of the night. We got the Ride or Die in 5. This is where we give you advice on making money, not legally, but just opinionated advice on how to make money this weekend involving the National Football League. Now, last week, the results went as followed. G Money went 4-1. He was leading the pack. 4 wins, 1 L. Myself, Malin, Nestor went 3-2. June holding up the rear, 2-3. Which is nothing very new there, but those are the results as they were. On this season, Malin is 37-31. G Money slid into second place. He's 35-33. I'm an even 34-34. Nestor is 30-38, and June is 25-43. So,
All right, G Money in the winners bracket. Let's go.
that is where we all stand. I hit my lock. June hit his lock. And let's get into this weekend on what we've got in the NFL. We do have Saturday games. It's that time of the year. So we're going to start off with a Saturday game. 5 o'clock this Saturday, we've got the Eagles going to Washington. And the Eagles are 6.5-point favorites on the road here. G Money, what do you like here?
I like the Eagles as much as they're a mess. I still like them. I like them offensively, even defensively. I like them, and I just don't see the Commanders doing a whole lot, either offensively or defensively. They haven't shown me a whole lot this season, so I don't expect them to show me anything against the Eagles. So I'm going to take the Eagles minus the 6.5.
Yeah, I'm right there. I don't need to say a whole lot more. It's the Commanders. They look just terrible. So Eagles, don't fuck me over this Saturday, please. Go ahead, June.
Why do I have to pick this one? This is some bullshit. Anyway, fuck the Eagles. Give me the Commanders plus the 6.5.
This is why you're a loser.
Okay.
This is why you're a loser.
Damn.
I wasn't going to say it. And then
Fuck the Eagles.
I mean, I go with my gut for 5 picks last week. I still have any record. June goes with his gut, and he's like 1-4.
I was 2-3 ass. I hit my lock, asshole.
Get it right.
Yeah, you know who else would have hit their lock if it wasn't for your god awful fucking team? Me.
I told you not to
Me
pick
too.
them. I did not tell both of them not to pick them. Didn't I warn y'all? I warned you 3 times not to do it.
Because you thought we were jinxing them.
That's the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
Fucking job.
Whatever.
he warned you beforehand, and then he said he told you so afterhand too, just to make sure.
Dude.
Go ahead, Malin.
I'm just saying, man. Picking Miami to win the week before in my 7-team parlay worked out better than picking Dallas to win the fucking thing. All right, so Philly and Washington. Listen, man, on Hard Rock right now, 74% of the money is going on Philly. Philly is 5-5 against the spread in their last 10. Washington's 2-8. They shut down Daniels. Mariota has just a little bit less gray in his beard than I do mine. I'm going to take Philly and watch us all get fucked.
Nestor.
Same thing. I can't even pretend and do that same move and talk about Commanders. They're just that awful.
All right. We're all on the Eagles to cover on Saturday. So
Not me.
I'm sorry. Sorry, it's June. How could I forget that?
I do. Doing 0-1 to start it.
I hope it's 5. I hope they win by 5.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
When you're like, okay, I have been quiet the whole year, but you're like 25-43. Like, there's gonna be some.
That's okay. That's okay.
I mean, I'm sure Jim will point out that 25 times he was right.
Yeah, there you go.
This could be 26, or it could be the 44th time he's wrong.
All right. Next game we've got on Saturday evening, Green Bay at Chicago. A good game here. The Packers are a 1-point favorite on the road here. I'll go first here. I'm going to roll with the Bears plus the 1 point. They're at home. Obviously, both teams are cold weather teams here, so that doesn't really matter. But the Bears will have all of their crazy-ass fans out there. I think the Bears are just a better overall team right now anyway. Last I checked, the overwhelming money was on the Bears money line anyway. So I'm going to roll with that. Yeah, I think it's like 75% of the money is on the Bears to cover the spread. So I'm going to roll with the Bears on this one. So, June.
Yeah, I like the Bears, and it's a revenge game. I believe Mike Johnson will have this team fired up. I believe Caleb will be looking for that revenge, getting his lick back. So, so give me the Bears to win this game.
Malin.
This is one of those games I normally wouldn't bet, Jalen, but then you put it in the ride or die and you make me bet money on it. I don't like it. You are right. A lot of money is going against the Bears. They're -1 at home, right? -1. They're +1. They're +1. Okay. When I'm looking at last 10 against the spread, Chicago's 8-2, Green Bay 7-3. I'm not getting anything with that, so that's great. I guess maybe Micah Parsons' injury is going to be bad for the defense. Maybe it'll be good for the Bears' running game. I hope it's going to be good for the Bears' running game because I'm going to take the Bears. But then I'm looking at G Money's face right now, and either he doesn't agree with my pick or he's about to take a gigantic shit. And so that makes me nervous when G Money and I aren't on the same page. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Chicago on this one.
Nestor.
I am also going to take the Bears. I think Ben Johnson has learned, and at home, I think they get the job done.
If G Money doesn't pick the Bears, we all lose. That's just how this usually happens. Oh, usually.
Well, rest assured, my friends. Looking at this, and I do think the fact that Micah Parsons is out definitely affects the defense. There's no way it cannot affect the defense.
Mm-hmm.
It affects the pass rush. It affects their ability to stop the run. And though I'm not 100% sold on Caleb Williams being that quarterback. I also know that the DBs for Green Bay aren't good at all. So I'm going to take the Bears at home plus the 1.
Good. I'm talking about.
Rest assured, you are correct.
You're making me nervous, G Money. I was trying to read his face. He was making me nervous. I was like, he didn't seem confident.
That's why you don't play poker against me.
I'm just saying, man. When G Money's on an island, that's when he get nervous and like hemorrhoids.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some crazy shit. My cheeks start puckering up.
What about when June's on an island?
When June's on an island, I mean, it's like Gilligan's Island. It's a comedy show back in the 70s.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, the 60s, but that's okay. I mean, I remember when it came out.
That's
I was
Jalen.
that old.
He asked a question. Jalen asked a question.
Curious.
You provoked him, Jalen. That was mean.
Sunday night. I'm sorry. Sunday early evening. We've got Jacksonville going to Denver. Denver are 3-point favorites here. June, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Denver over Duval. Give me Denver to cover the 3.
Okay. Mainland.
I
Who did that?
I really don't like this one. You pissed me off with these picks, Jalen. Angry.
I didn't. It was, I didn't even make the pick.
Because it seems like it should be easy because it's Jacksonville, and then Denver has a great defense. But Jacksonville also has a pretty good defense, and they're very opportunistic defense. Like they get a lot of turnovers. Bo Nix, is he going to be turnover prone against his defense? Are they going to end up getting some short fields? I don't know. Conventional wisdom tells me that if Denver doesn't turn the ball over, they're going to win. All right, I'm gonna ride with Denver on this one. I'm gonna be corny like Russell Wilson, Broncos country. Let's ride. Let's go minus the 3. But it would. This is the one I was most nervous about. Like I could see Jacksonville actually pulling out a freakish fucking win on this team. But I hope they don't because I'm gonna be putting money on Denver, so I'm taking Denver.
All right, Nestor.
Yeah, like I said, Jacksonville just their last 5 wins have been against unimpressive teams, weak teams. I don't really believe in them. Denver has a win streak, so logically everything tells me to pick Denver. However, that's exactly why I'm going to pick the Jaguars in this one. So give me Jacksonville in this game.
Okay.
I don't like the way this is shitting out right now.
So, last couple of times we've had Denver playing someone, I've taken the opposition. When they played Houston, I took Houston. When they played Green Bay, I took Green Bay.
Oh yeah,
Denver,
last week.
Denver basically bitch slapped. Yes, it's my only fucking loss because they bitch slapped my ass. Looking at Jacksonville, the last time they played a top 5 defense was, oh, that's right, Seattle. And what happened? They played them at home. And what happened? Yeah, they lost.
Scored 12.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me Denver and let me watch Tammy cry.
I love that he like it never changes. He's always Tammy. That's good for TV.
That is not the first time a man has said, "Let me watch Tammy cry." I assure you.
Tammy Faye Baker.
I think
Tammy Faye Baker.
people who said, "Let me see Tammy cry," those people probably went to jail.
Probably. All right. Sunday night, we have my Patriots.
Wait, did you go on this?
Who you taking?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking the Broncos to cover 3 points. My bad.
Okay, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I'm with the rest of you guys besides Nestor. Yeah, Sunday night we've got my Patriots going to Baltimore. Now, Vegas sometimes makes weird decisions here, and they decided to make the Baltimore Ravens, who can't decide what day is and what night is, 2.5-point favorites here. So, listen, you can do with this as you will, but Malin, go ahead.
Last 10 games, 9-1 against the spread. New England Patriots. Taking the Patriots. I just don't trust Baltimore, man. They're Jekyll and Hyde. New England is more consistent. I think they're going to come out. I think Vrabel, talked a lot about Vrabel being a great coach. I think he got a lot of fire into their ass after losing to the Bills the way they did. I don't think they're going to get embarrassed the way the Bills did it. I know that Baltimore is out there fighting for a spot in the playoffs, but I think that New England's going to be playing like a team that says, hey, we're here to make a long run in the playoffs. So I'm taking New England in this one.
Nestor.
I am also going to take the Patriots. Too many issues with Baltimore.
G Money.
Well, we all know that Baltimore's defense hasn't been as good as it once was. But has anybody else noticed that Lamar Jackson, is that an injury that we're not seeing, that we're not aware of? Because he's just not playing like he used to. There just seems to be like something's just not right physically with him. That being said, I'm taking New England. You gonna give me points? I'm taking those points.
Yeah, I am obviously also taking Pats plus the 2.5 points.
That was the only game that I was hoping that G Money was going to take the Ravens on, because if we pick the same teams on all 5, I can't catch up with him again. Like he's ahead of me now. Damn. And the ride or die. I can't catch him if we all keep picking the same damn team.
No, you're
I mean, you know.
No, I'm ahead of him this year, but overall, he's ahead of me now.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
2 when he was 4-1. We were tied for 3 straight weeks. Like I caught back up to him. We were tied for 3 weeks, and then he was 4-1. I was 3-2 last week. So the overall, he's ahead of me.
See, June.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots. I just think that Baltimore is. I think they're just going to be too tired, and they're not going to catch either of these teams now, because they've just lost too many teams and they're too far back at this point. So, give me the Patriots to cover the 2.5.
All right, we are all in agreement on that one. All right, Monday night game. We've got the San Francisco 49ers against the Colts. The 49ers are 6-point favorites here. We've got Brock Purdy, who is young enough to be Phillip Rivers' grandson.
Child.
Son, I should say son, not grandson.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know how old is his. I mean, he's got 10 kids, so one of them is probably Brock Purdy's age, or maybe, who knows? I mean, he started popping him out when he was at NC State. Oh, he didn't, but his wife started.
19.
He was not popping anything out.
No.
Well, he was popping, but his wife was popping. I think he had 2 kids, two kids when he was at NC State.
That man's been basting his wife like a turkey for a lot of years, man.
So 19 is probably 20.
All right, Nestor. What's up, buddy?
Go ahead.
Come on. Before I get us canceled, saying some stupid shit here.
Do you got
Nestor?
Grandpa or Brock Purdy?
Give me the Niners. I just feel like the Niners, Monday Night Football, teams that's banged up, they just cooked them. They just, now they're healthy. They just beat up on we saw with the Panthers. This is going to be the same situation. Give me the Niners in this one, unfortunately.
G-Money.
Okay, I have to have a drink before I say this.
He's not saying 9.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Can I change my...
Bang, bang, Niners gang.
Oh, okay.
That was something I didn't think I'd ever
Why though?
say it like that.
Why though?
I am not going to say that. I'm not going to say anything like that. I am actually going to take Granddaddy Phil plus the 6 points here.
No, you're not.
I am being 100% serious here.
actually think what we saw on Sunday against the Seahawks was not a complete fluke. I think that the Niners are going to win this game. Let me not confuse that. But I think it'll be closer than than most people are expecting. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, like a 17-21 type of situation where the Niners walk off the field with the dub. So, yeah, and surprisingly, I believe last time I checked, most of the money, just by a bit, is on the Colts to cover the spread here. So that's where I'm going. Go ahead, June.
Well, yeah, I fully expect this game to be about time game time hits on Monday. That this game will probably be down to about 5 points. But if the weather is bad out in the Bay Area, if you've ever been in the Bay Area in December, January, February, it's windy. You're right on the river. You're right in the bay. It's cold.
River.
And rivers.
June,
Let me just say the bay.
This game is in Indianapolis.
Oh, is it Indianapolis? I didn't know that. I thought it was
that changes everything.
Yeah.
I was like, we're just going to in the goddamn dome, man.
I thought this game was in. I thought this game was in San Francisco. I don't know why. I thought that.
And they don't play in Frisco anyway. They play.
Yeah,
well, I know where they play at. They play
in Santa Clara.
Yeah, which is not that far. It's just not that far, really.
It's not like Candlestick.
No,
it's not far from.
Oh God!
But so no matter what, I still think that San Francisco can beat this team by a touchdown, no matter what happens. So
There
give
we
me
go.
the 49ers.
All right, Malin.
That was a lot. Jim, before I make this pick, I do want to say thank you for not making us pick the Seattle Rams.
I thought about it.
Game.
I was like,
I know you did, and it's one of
I was hoping you would.
It's one of the few times where you haven't decided to be an asshole because it doesn't normally work out well for the Seahawks when we have them on a ride or die. But listen, I think it's funny how it was like a 13.5 point, 14.5 point favor for Seattle last week at home. And then all of a sudden, Phillip Rivers throws for 120 yards. And they're like, Cisco, this is only like a 6-point favorite now. Still not a big believer in Indy's offense right now. I think they're going to run the shit out of Jonathan Taylor in the first half. But I will say this, man, that Brock Purdy has that San Francisco offense humming. If there's one thing that Seattle's been fucking up the last few weeks, is that offense has not been hitting on all cylinders the last few weeks. That defense has been bailing them out. I think San Francisco is going to score more points than Seattle did. In fact, I think they could actually walk away with this one. Because now they have a full week of tape on Phillip Rivers that nobody else had. They know what that noodle arm is fucking doing. I'm going with the Niners with the -6 on this.
All right.
That motherfucker dropped that pass. God damn, you could have won the ball game, you son of a bitch. Sorry, I was watching Delaware and Louisiana Raging Cajuns, and
I know you were.
This fat ass white
Because it's the only ball game on right now.
and
he should have made that catch.
He should have caught that, man. It was right there. Son of a bitch.
June said,
And that's why you're not going into the portal and you're not being drafted.
Hey,
Jesus.
I won $15 off of that game. Why? Because I'm a degenerate gambler.
That's what I'm talking about.
There it is.
See, I can't. I mean, up here in the state of Washington, I can't do those bets on the phone. I have to go to fucking a casino and an Indian casino at that. And
it's archaic.
Hey, man, the Indians here make it real easy on us to send on the hard rock. They let us use
Well,
it.
the state of Washington is what does it, what makes it hard. If the state of Washington would allow it, I'd probably be doing it, you know?
All right. We need to
But-
bring this thing to a close.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Locks for the week. This is one bet that is surefire. Now, last week only June and I were surefire, so we need to get these rookie numbers up here. Who wants to kick off the locks this week?
Well, I'll do it because I got nothing else better to do. So this time of the season, we start looking at value for our bets, right? You look at where we're sitting at, where the teams are sitting at, and you want to get value for your bet. So this is my value. It's a 3-team money line bet. It's Tennessee, the Chargers, and New England. $10 bet will get you $221 back. And we if you look at the teams they're playing, I mean, Tennessee's playing Kansas City, is probably going to rest everybody. The Chargers, that's a lock. New England's playing Baltimore, and I fully expect them to win that game outright. Even though in the right and die I'm taking them in the points, I expect them to win that game outright. So that is my value money line bet.
All right. Who would like to go next?
I want the Bills to lose, so I'm gonna put the Bills to win plus the Texans win.
All right. Bills and Texans to win for Nestor. I love it. G Money, Malin.
Money already went.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, June. Real quick.
So mine is pretty quick. I'm gonna take. I saw this and I was gonna go a 3-team. You know, I hit last week with a 14, but I really like this bet. If you want to do some good value, the Chiefs and the Titans, take the under 37.5 on this game. With Patrick Mahomes out and the Titans struggle to find offense, the Chiefs are going to struggle to find offense. I think that under 37.5 is a good value bet for this game.
Okay. Milan, do you want to go now or do you want me to go?
I can go. This is one that I made earlier today on Hard Rock. Looking at the Seattle Rams game, right? I did a 4 prop bet parlay. It's $5, and if it hits, I win $130.
Nice.
So I got Kyron Williams with an anytime touchdown. I got Zach Charbonnet with an anytime touchdown because we all know they're going to give him the fucking ball in the red zone. Colby Parkinson, anytime touchdown for the Rams because that's the only thing that we are deficient at on our defense. We always have been. We give up. We give up catches and yards and stuff to tight ends. And then I got Jackson Smith and Jigma on an anytime touchdown. Those 4 players scoring a touchdown tomorrow night. Hopefully someone else from the Seahawks scores another touchdown. We win the game. But if you pick those 4 players, those were the 4 players that I thought were most likely to score one. $5 bet on Hard Rock will win you $130.
Sounds good.
I love it. That is a nice prop there. My prop, I've did some consulting on this one, and it came down. I was very close to taking Jalen Hurts to not throw an interception on Saturday against the Commanders, but after some consulting, I was talked out of that one. However, another prop bet for tomorrow night. I've got Sam Darnold over 19.5 completions against the Rams. Pretty much all the books have this slightly favored. Some have this a bit more heavily favored, but everywhere I was looking have this as a favor to hit on the over here. So Sam Darnold over 19.5 completions tomorrow night against the Rams. That is my lock for this week. So keeping it fairly simple at just one ting. All right, so to recap, let's start off with Saturday night's game. We have June taking the Commanders plus 6.5. The rest of us with the Eagles. We're all taking the Bears plus 1. Sunday, we've got all of us taking the Broncos to cover 3 points, besides Nestor. He's taking Jacksonville. We are all, unfortunately, taking my Patriots plus 2.5 against the Ravens. Thanks. On Monday, I'm the only person taking the Colts plus the 6 points against the Niners. And then locks, I'm taking Sam Darnold over 19.5 completions. G Money is taking Tennessee, New England, and LA to win, LA Chargers. Nestor is taking Houston and Buffalo to win. June is having the KC and Tennessee game under 37.5 points. And then Malin with the big one here, K-Dub, Charbonnet, Colby Parkinson, and JSN all scoring a touchdown.
I actually just changed my bet on Hard Rock because it allows you to, if you want to.
Sure does.
I went ahead and moved that $5 bet up to $8 because if you do an $8 bet, you can win 208 on Hard Rock.
Let's go. Let's go.
So people, if you're out there and you listening to these bets, you don't have to do the exact bets, but if you piece these together,
exactly.
If you take some of these and piece these together, you can have yourself a nice little Christmas.
Or
I just want to.
Or you could pay off that credit card that you already spent on Christmas.
There's that too. I want to know the nutty person. We've never had a week where we've all hit our locks, but I feel like at some point that has to happen. I want to know the nutty person who strings them all together and hits that 1 week.
I mean, hey man, I'm gonna be paying attention tomorrow night, Jalen. If you and I both hit our locks on that one, I think anything's possible. Like
I just want to say up here in the state of Washington, we cannot do that. They will not let us do prop bets. I tried that when I was at the casino last weekend. Pissed me off. That's why I did that long shot fucking bet at $5. It would have paid me almost 5,000 if it won, because I was pissed. I already took the casino for their money anyway because I won while I was there. But I was like, okay, you won't let me make these prop bets, you bastards. And with Emerald Queen, they have a limit as far as what they will pay back on prop bets anyway. And so those of you that go to Emerald Queen and do sports betting, you know that regardless of what you're seeing elsewhere, they will only pay you X amount of dollars no matter what you bet on your bet. So, hey, if they'll only pay you $5,000 on a prop bet, don't bet 100, bet $5. Be smart about your gambling, because then you can spread that other $95 elsewhere on your bets.
there you go.
That's the spirit. All right. Well, that will do it for this week's episode. Went a little long on this one. I'll blame that on connection issues this week. We'll be back tomorrow night to recap the Rams and Seahawks game. So be sure to join us around 11:30-ish Eastern time. That'll be a doozy.
Lose that game. Might be the.
I could be drunk and spitting a lot of expletives. I want to apologize to our viewership, because if you hear a lot of F-bombs being dropped and thinking that some city's getting nuked, my hope is it probably is.
If we lose, I'm just going to be.
This ought to be entertaining.
If
It's
we
not the
win,
entertainment.
close.
June and I will
I don't
be
know
here
if
for the entertainment.
I won't even have to say nothing. I just sit back and listen.
Seriously.
Especially if they lose. Holy shit, bro.
Woo!
We'll see y'all in about 24 hours. Have a great Thursday day, and good luck
Bless
to
you.
everybody this week in the NFL. So see y'all next week. Or see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.